All right. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming. Just to remind you, UFC 229, Khabib versus McGregor is sold out, but it is live on pay-per-view. Who has the first question?
Thank you guys for coming out today. First question for Conor. Last time you were in the UFC against Eddie Alvarez, you were talking about things like ownership stakes in the UFC.
If I was an owner and I was part of the promotion, I would have had our fucking fans in this arena. Where's the fucking fans at? That's who we fight for. That's who pays the bills. That's who deserves this show. Bring me all over the fucking world and we're just sitting here in a fucking thing. I'm on probation up to my eyeballs and ongoing and incoming civil cases. And we come here to do this bullshit. Bring the fans here. Here we are. You just wanted a war. Here we fucking are. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get a war going. They were chased from their land. They were chased from their land to the edge of cliffs. My family, my bloodline, the McGregor clan, we stood and we fought. We fought the English Empire. So much so that our name was banished for 100 years by King James at the time.
Okay, why you guys change your language?
Shut your mouth.
You guys have your own language. What's wrong with you? Now you talk about you guys fight English Empire. Hey, talk English.
I can speak Irish, mate. I can speak my native tongue.
I can talk with you.
I'm a Turkish, Arabic. I'm a I can talk with you. Oh, you know what that means? Can I have a shot on the bus?
But Ireland have their own language. What's wrong? English change your language?
Just for Dana, real quick. The decision to put the Conor bus incident from Brooklyn into the promos for this fight. What was that decision like? Was that tough? Was there any consideration about not doing that?
No.
Not tough at all. It's part of the storyline. It is what it is. There's been other situations where things have happened leading up to a fight, and you play the story the way that the story played out.
Conor, you thought it should have been in there in the promos?
No comment.
Khabib, same question. You're on the bus and you see all this going on. What is going through your head?
Nothing. You know, this is show his weakness. He showed me his weakness. He think when he with 40 people.
I showed you my bare hands. First thing.
Okay,
here's my hands.
Like
no weapons.
205.
Get off the bus, mate.
Okay, 205. You guys remember when
you're
we
doing all these actions
backstage?
Here I am with no
He was very nice guy.
With no
no
weapons.
But when he come with 40 people, he a little bit changed. But this is show his weakness. Me and him is gonna be alone. 6 October, and that's it.
The Chechen people know what I'm talking about when I call this man a coward. When I call his father a quivering coward.
Which Chechen?
Him and Kadyrov were at a mosque together, and he posts a picture of Kadyrov on his Instagram site. Kadyrov is the Chechen dictator, a crazy man, don't get me wrong. But Khabib's father, lick arse oh fucking Houlihan, posts a picture of Kadyrov at this mosque, and Khabib's father posts a picture up, and the caption is "Together we are stronger." It's such fake respect out of fear. The Chechens know. The Chechen people know that if the tables were turned and there was an opportunity for his father to stab that man in the back, he would do it in a heartbeat to take over. And he did not do nothing. And that's why he is a quivering coward, because he showed fake respect out of fear. And that's where that came from.
I don't know what his father teach him, but my father teach me, you cannot never give up and be respect always. This is what my father teach me. And
Shut your mouth, mate. You're a dirt box. You're absolutely dirt. Your last fight was embarrassing. Your last fight was embarrassing.
I am most
We were
active
laughing in the Brooklyn
and
lockup.
dominant UFC
We were laughing in the
champion right
cell
now.
in Brooklyn at you.
This is my third fight in last 9 months, you know, and 26-0, never lose round. And I don't know what this guy talking about. I don't understand what he gonna do 6 October. He think whiskey gonna help him? I don't understand.
Shut your mouth. Ali Abdulaziz, mad terrorist snitch. I know a lot about you as well, you mad rat. I know a lot about you as well. You keep your mouth shut, kid. Let me take my picture. How's Noah? Huh? Yeah, shut your mouth. Never speak about me. Ever in your life. Watch yourself around me. Because you'll be out here quick. Here, hold on. Let me get my pants and my belt and my suit. Obviously, McGregor coming soon. Fuck you! Fool! Don't come at that king!
It was dark, man. It was the darkest press conference I've ever been a part of. But, you know, Conor McGregor is the master of mental warfare. I said it before, and I'll say it again, man. I think he's better than anybody, even Ali. You don't ever want to say anybody's better than Ali, but I think when it comes to the mental war game in this sport or any other sport, Conor McGregor is the best ever.
There will be, I guess, a press conference in Vegas with fans involved. Is there any extra security planned and that kind of thing?
We had extra security here. We'll have security there, and yeah, we'll have security at the fight. And you know, at the end of the day, one of the things that we obviously the fights are always great, man. I can count on one hand how many fights have sucked in the history of the UFC since we've been here. And we always try to put on the best show possible for the fans, and that's what we're going to do in Vegas too. So it will be good.
Past McGregor opponents have gotten emotional at press conferences and maybe even in the cage, and you're saying that Khabib is not going to be that guy.
No, Khabib wasn't rattled at all. I mean, slightly agitated, yes, because I don't know how anybody in their right mind cannot be agitated by a master craftsman like that guy. He comes at you with everything, and he hits you with everything. So if you're not slightly agitated by that, then you know what, you're not human. So yeah, I mean, he had to be slightly agitated, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Who won the stare down? Who won the talk game? Conor did the talking, so he won that. But the overall everything, Khabib won.
It probably won't manifest itself in the fight, right? You can't really read much into a press conference toward what the actual fight is going to be.
For me, you can.
Okay.
If you win the outside war, you're going in with the right frame of mind in the inside war. So that's why Conor plays that game, you know, and that's why he does so well at it, because Conor's a master at that. He knows you win the outside war, you got the advantage going inside that cage. He doesn't have the advantage going into this cage because he didn't win it yet. He's losing the outside game.
People have told me that Khabib's striking has also come along quite a bit over the last few years in this camp in particular. Is that true?
Yeah, Khabib's striking has come along really well. I mean, I put him in with pro boxers, pro everybody, and he handles it really easy, no problem. Now, a lot of people underestimate his stand-up, and they will see that he's got really good stand-up. But, you know, that doesn't mean that we're going to go in there with that attitude, not with a great striker like Conor, but that doesn't mean that Conor should go in there thinking that he's just going to come wrestle. Oh, no. You better watch out.
So we'll stand up a little bit with
he has to. He has to stand up with him. You can't just go out and take Conor down. Conor's a master, too, you know, and he's a great fighter for a reason. So we know it's going to be some stand-up. It has to be. There's no way around it.
I'm the fucking champ up here. Recognize it. If I got some fucking shorts on, I got my shirt off, and I got my quad off, it don't matter what the fuck I'm wearing. You give me my respect. This is a rat race, but I'm no rat. I'm a fucking turtle, ninja turtle. So which one's your favorite? I like Michelangelo.
Devastating KO. Too easy. Too flat-footed. Too predictable. I'm going to go do that.
We cannot wait for it. Conor, thank you so much for being here. What is your message to all of these fans that have waited these almost 2 years for you?
It's good to be back. It's good to be fucking back. Let's go do it. A proper fight. A proper fight. I'm going to come out the gate fast. I don't give a fuck about anything. Any wrestling, any technique, any engine, anything. I'm coming down man's head from the fucking bell. Push me on that. Secondly, I'm top of 6. UFC 221. I'm the old man of you. I'm all you fans in attendance. Let's take this smelly Pakistani rap and send it back out there. No.
Why do you think you got so much heat for speaking out about what Conor did? I mean, he was arrested. It isn't like, I think indisputably he did something wrong. The man was arrested for it. Right?
I think because there's controversy and so many people they either love Conor or they hate him. So his nut huggers are going to be like, how dare you speak of the king like that? Blasphemy. It's like, well, he did shoot 2 women and their children, but oh, he's the king. I get it. Can't talk bad about him. I think it's just because people they will follow him blindly. Like, he's the kind of person who could be a cult leader and have all his little minions. Like, the people that get pissed at me are his little minions who would kiss his feet for, oh, yeah, kiss my feet. Okay, I will. So that's why I get hate. It's because he's so loved or hated or controversial. I don't care. What he did was wrong. I still think he's a piece of shit, and I'm always gonna think he's a piece of shit.
This belt means a little bit more. This is the real fucking belt. I don't know if you guys realize that. This is the real shit.
Why did you bring the belt, Tony?
Because this is the real shit. Whatever trophy that they're fighting for, this has got 10 fights in a row. You guys realize that? This has got time, energy, sweat, blood invested into it.
Does want to fight again. Dana White has made the point numerous times in the past that Conor was always the guy that would fight anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for the support.
I am optimistic that we are going to see Conor McGregor this year.
Okay, let's get the full KBO.
The UFC has a great fight for him.
What's up, guys? 3 p.m. Press conference is beginning. I am not waiting for nobody. Let's go. If you have a question, I'm here.
I mean, what's your emotion right now? The biggest star in the sport, all these people wanting to see Conor, and he's not here. I mean, what's your take on that?
Listen, man, I'm excited. I can't wait for the weigh-ins. I can't wait for the fight. And Conor's in a car right now. He's on his way here, so he'll be here in a few minutes. But yeah, I'm excited. So far, so good. Everything's been perfect, and I'm ready for the fight, man.
No, I don't think about him. You know, I have a schedule. 3 p.m. Press conference has to begin because I have schedule. I have to make weight. I have to worry about myself. Why I have to think about him? He come or not? If somebody late, this is not my problem.
Brooklyn happened 6 months ago, almost exactly 6 months ago. Are you still angry about what happened then?
Little bit. If I say no, this is not true. Little bit, of course. I'm angry, a little bit emotional, but my job, when I go to the cage, I have to control my emotional, I have to stay relaxed, but keep going and maul this guy.
Does the anger help you?
Sometimes this happen. Sometimes this help you, sometimes it's not, but most important, stay relaxed when you go to the cage. This is most important. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., I'm gonna show you my weight, and see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night.
All right. This is awkward. What's up, kid?
What's up, Portland? The Irish are back in town. I fucking love it. The traffic is heavy out there, you know yourself.
Are you disappointed at all, Conor? Because I know the face-off, we were all looking forward to it today, and maybe that'd be an opportunity for you to kind of get in his head a little bit. I mean, you're disappointed that you don't get to stare him down today?
Yeah, I mean, I did not plan this. I tried to get here. You know yourself, I'm only a couple of minutes late, for fuck's sake. The mad backwards cunt, he should have just stayed put. But whatever, that's a sign. He doesn't want to be around me. He doesn't want to be around these people. He is petrified. And that's it. He said nothing in New York, and I guarantee he was saying shit while I wasn't here. So that's the truth of it. So hey, it is what it is. Fuck it. I've given you enough bleeding face-offs and all this shit over my years. So look, I'm here to fight this man Saturday night. He has to make weight, make sure he goes and gets that fucking weight off him. That's more important for me. I want him making weight. I want him to show up on Saturday night because he has pulled out fights very last minute, been rushed to hospital and all this other bollocks. So get that man into that sauna and cook him like a little chicken jaw rat that he is. You know, I have cut no corners here. I am ready for all outcomes. I feel once I hit him, he's going to turn weak. I expect panic in him early, but we are prepared for every outcome. I also don't give a bollocks. I've experienced it all. I've got fucking tired in there. I've been on my back in there. I've been in every scenario you can be in under the brightest lights in the entire world. I am a veteran, so I'm going to go out here and do what I am here for, to enjoy it. I am here to enjoy this because this is what I love. I'm going to come out fast from the bell, pressure him, and look, like I said, send that man's nose into the nosebleeds.
Khabib Nurmagomedov, UFC lightweight champion, is up first.
$155.
155 for Khabib Nurmagomedov, the UFC lightweight champion, makes weight.
The drama is over very quickly.
Oh, I think it's
easy
still going.
peasy. Khabib Nurmagomedov, 155 on the nose, and he has made championship weight.
First up on the scale, too. That feels like a statement to me, Mark. Here he is, Conor McGregor, for the first time in 2 years. The last time we saw this man in an MMA cage, he was the lightweight and featherweight champion. He's seeking to reclaim that title on Saturday night.
154 and a half.
154 and a half for Conor McGregor, and there is an uproarious applause here at the Park Theater. He is fired up. Conor McGregor makes weight. We have ourselves a fight, Mark.
Wow.
Official weight 154.5 for Mr. McGregor. Official weight 155 for the champion. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Conor McGregor. First of all, Conor, welcome back. What does it feel like to be back, and what does this fight mean to you?
Don't let that smelly rat put that hat on your head, Joe. The smell of that fucking thing. Don't ever let him put that hat on your head. It's good to be back. UFC fans, it's good to be fucking back. The king is home.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. See you tomorrow night. Conor McGregor, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with the champion, ladies and gentlemen. Khabib, what does this fight mean to you to defend your title tomorrow night against Conor McGregor?
Hey, first of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah, God gave me everything. Alhamdulillah, I know you got this, don't like this. Alhamdulillah, tomorrow night I'm gonna smash your boy, guys. I'm gonna smash your boy. And I want to say thank you, all Irish fans, you know, all fans around the world. Because of you guys, this fight is happening. Thank you, guys, and tomorrow night, inshallah, and still.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. The champion, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all. We will see you all tomorrow night.
Just how relieved are you to get a performance like this and also get another finish?
I really had an orgasm. That's one reason why I took my shorts off. So it felt good. Yeah. True story.
Did anyone from UFC speak to you after taking your shorts off?
No, one of the little short fat guys came and told me I got to put my shorts back on.
Where I'm at. I'm the fucking champ. You guys realize that, right? I've been the champ. I am the champ. You have these two knuckleheads over there making this sport look bad. So when I had that media scrum over there and I yelled at all you guys, don't be feeding that bullshit. Straight up. I am the champ. I don't have a belt up here. I don't need to have a belt up here to be the champ. So if you guys want to feed that, go ahead, put that in your pocket and take it with you. But what I'm doing here is cleaning up the sport. This is an Olympic level type of sport and it needs to be cleaned up. I've been training like an Olympian. I've took so many different things out of my life that I didn't need anymore, and I just felt lifted. So awesome. Such a great feeling. Khabib and I deserve to fight. We need to fight for the 5th time. We need to try this out again. He is the champ. I was the intern champ. I'm still the fucking champ. There's no BS in this. Conor does not want to fight me. I saw him when we were walking out to the weigh-ins. He walked up, he did his strut. I turned around and he fucking stopped. He looked like a deer in headlights. Nobody wants to be trapped inside that cage with me. They don't want to get cut by my elbows. They don't want to get hit by any of my kicks, and they don't want their conditioning checked by me. I'm a different animal than these guys. They want to be animals inside there. I'm the dog catcher, guys. All right? I got a noose for them.
First of all, I want to say sorry to Athletic Commission, Nevada, sorry to Vegas. I know this is not my best side. You know, this is not my best side. You know, I'm human being, and like, I don't understand how people can talk about I jump on the cage. You know, what about he talk about my religion? He talk about my country. He talk about my father. He come to Brooklyn and he broke bus. He almost killed couple people. What about this? What about this shit? Why people talk about I jump over the cage? Why people still talk about this? Like, I don't understand. I am respect. My father teach me, hey, you have to be always respectful. My old team, where I'm training California 7 years, everybody know who I am. All my friends, like everybody who know me, they know who I am, you know? And I told you guys, these guys, not only him, his whole team and him, they tap machines. You know, I told you guys, when you put him wrong way, he gonna tap. You know, what happened today? Like, they call him 2-time world champion, like 2 weight classes, but today he tap. And that's why, alhamdulillah, belt is here, undisputed, undefeated UFC lightweight champion. And you know, and I wanna say something like, you know, like people little bit, it's not people, I think it's media. Media a little bit change MMA. This is respect sport, you know. This is not trash talking sport. This is respect. So like I told you before, guys, I want to change this game. I don't want to people talk shit about like opponents, talk shit about his father, like religion. You cannot talk about religion. You cannot talk about nation. You know, guys, you cannot talk about this stuff. And you know, this is for me is very important. And thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you for waiting for me here. I know my father gonna smash me when I go home because I know he's gonna smash me. And Nevada, sorry. Vegas, sorry. And alhamdulillah, undisputed, undefeated UFC lightweight champion. Thank you so much. And I'm very proud about, like, all media talk about, he take picture with Putin, something like this. He just called me and he said he very proud of me. I win. And he said congratulations. And you know, I told you guys, everything I'm gonna change 6 October, and I do this. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much.
Khabib, can you talk about the fight before the brawl?
The biggest night ever, and I couldn't be more disappointed. You know me, I'm usually mad at everything, you know, but I'm not even mad. I'm just really disappointed.
Dana, you said that the bus incident was disgusting. The press conference was the darkest press conference ever. Today, you're disappointed. Do you regret using the bus footage, which kind of incensed Conor? I mean, looking back to kind of how it ended up right now, would you do the same again?
I would.
Okay.
It's part of the story.
Yeah.
Do you feel, Dana, if you had taken action after the bus incident, like, the legal process took place, but you were adamant you weren't going to do anything, had you suspended Conor for, X period of time, that you don't think that would have had any deterrent impact?
Had nothing to do with that. He wasn't coming back and saying he wants to jump over the fence because we didn't suspend Conor. Jumped over the fence because Conor's guy was talking shit to him.
No, understood. But don't you think that just the fact that it set the tone, like it allowed that to happen, if there had been some...
Do you have any idea how much money it cost Conor?
I don't.
The whole thing, that it's fucking millions of dollars.
But the
millions.
signal, like Khabib doesn't know that, or Khabib's team doesn't know that. And so
they know that.
The argument, the point I'm making, not an argument, I'm asking you a question, would be, it's a deterrent effect. If you say, you look in the NFL or wherever, they suspended guys for a period of time, it serves as a deterrent to other people to not do that same thing. And I guess that's what I'm saying. Had you taken some action on the UFC part, he violated the code of conduct or whatever you want to say he did, would that not have maybe prevented some of the heated stuff that happened this promotion?
I would listen. We didn't, so I don't know, but I would say no. If we suspended Conor, I don't think that was going to stop or slow down or hinder the hatred between these two camps. And I'm sure these guys don't give a shit about suspensions and stuff like this. This is so much bigger than that to these guys. This is some street shit that's going on here. This isn't sport. This is completely different. The suspensions and whatever, none of that stuff matters.
Can I ask you a question?
And a suspension might have pissed him off even more because Khabib wanted to fight him. Habib was ready to. I mean, Khabib wanted to fight him as soon as it was possible. So me going out and suspending Conor definitely doesn't do that for him.
Khabib and Conor were on a collision course no matter what. We all kind of knew that. But what's interesting is this fight has been bookended by violence outside the cage by one team, translated to violence outside the cage by another team. That's really how this rivalry got kick-started and ultimately ended here. I'm hoping this is the end of it tonight. That's a little weird, and I don't know that that's all that great, even if it makes people some money. Like, people use money making as the defining value in MMA, and it's a pretty predominant one, but we have to be incredibly shallow creatures to think that that's the most important thing that we could possibly do. And Khabib did make a good point. Man, look, let's be real about this. Khabib is from a part of the world. He just put up a post on Instagram before he went live or to record here, saying that, look, this is a matter of honor. He said it on Instagram. He's from a part of the world where they don't play those games. And here you have a guy in Conor McGregor saying, or jumping into the Bellator cage, no punishment. His team, look, Dylan Dennis got kicked out of Marcelo Garcia's for just being weird on Instagram. They did nothing at SBG. He got in no trouble for jumping into that cage. The courts did about what the courts were going to do. He had no punishment by the UFC. He comes out and says all these incredibly disparaging things, and this guy's from a part of the world where they have these this sort of honor society. What did we think was going to happen here? So, like, how do you attribute and how do you rather assign blame?
That's a good question. I think that's one we're going to be talking about probably for the next week or so, right? A couple weeks. At this point, it's still too early. I mean, again, we're still like piecing this together. My initial reaction was similar to Chuck's, where in the moment you're like, oh man, this is a really dark day for the sport. And then the more we get away from it, the more kind of distance we get from it. It's just, I feel like this is the sport. This is the fight game.
This is not the sport, though, is it?
It is in a way, though, man. This was very boxing, right? Like, these type of scenes have happened in boxing. I don't know if it's the sport just in terms of mixed martial arts, but it is the fight game. Combat sports in general has these type of scenes throughout its history. It's very bizarre, and when you just talk about assigning blame, I think you could go all sorts of routes because, like you said, this starts with violence and it ends with violence. You could even go farther back than that because I would assume you're talking about the bus attack, but the bus attack was preceded by, or before that, it was Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Which I would count as violence, too. I mean, he did put his hands on him, right?
Yeah, cornering Artem with 20 of his teammates and slapping Artem. So this is just a continuation and an escalation. That's really what it keeps. It's a continual escalation of sort of this rivalry. I mean, it is what it is, but I feel like it's far from over, to be honest.
Forget all the stuff that happened afterwards if you can for just a moment. What about the fight? This to me was like, there's not a guy in this weight class. Maybe Tony Ferguson's the guy, but they've lined up 27 Bamas, and 27 Bamas have gotten crushed by this guy. Khabib Nurmagomedov is pretty goddamn incredible.
I mean, I think he's going to go down as all-time lightweight. It's probably a little too early to say he's, the best or, whatever kind of range you want to put in, but it feels as though he is an unstoppable force. And, I still really would like to see the Tony Ferguson fight. In my opinion, I've said this a long time, I think Tony Ferguson is that guy. I think he's the number one guy. But Khabib Nurmagomedov was as impressive as advertised, as impressive as, coming into this, we felt like there was one or two things that were going to happen, right? He was going to knock out Conor, or he was just going to thoroughly dominate him. And that's really what happened. He thoroughly dominated Conor from the first 30 seconds when he got that first takedown, and he just would not let go. And eventually he slowly worked his way there. You could tell it was just like, oh man, this is going to just keep happening.
And how about the fact that he beats him at Conor's own game? If in the second round he drops him with a punch, and that was shades of Chael Sonnen downing Silva in that fight at UFC 117. Just a shocking sort of development, right? You're like, that's not supposed to happen. He actually got him a couple of times with nice punches. I'm not going to say he's a better striker, but he showed up in all forums, and it just shows you the guy is better than we probably give him credit for on his feet, and I think he's just the best we've probably seen when it comes to the grappling. So total domination, and I do tend to agree with you a little bit. It did not look like he was going full force in that in the third round.
Hard to say. He could have been tired. It's just he came back.
He came back so strong in the fourth that it kind of had that look.
You know what occurred to me when I was thinking about, especially with the melee that happened afterwards, Sean? I actually think Conor did get in his head pretty clearly, right? Like, look at the rage he had. Here's the problem for Conor. It made Khabib better.
Backfired.
Right. It blew up in his face
Yeah.
big time. It rattled Jose. I think at the moment, certainly rattled even an experienced veteran like Eddie Alvarez. Boy, it lit a fire under one Khabib Nurmagomedov. Would you agree with my assessment there?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like we kind of now, in retrospect, a lot of what we saw from him this week really just fits into that, right? Because we saw it from the beginning where he was just stone cold the entire week, focused, dead laser on. Like, even at the press conference, he wasn't having it. He's playing his own game. He's not playing Conor's game. And out there, I mean, he just looked incredibly focused. And I agree with you. I mean, at some point, it almost looked like he was trying to prove a point. And to his corner's detriment, it felt like his corner was urging him on to, play his own game. But one thing that strikes me now, as we get more distance from this, Conor McGregor, obviously this fight is going to go down as probably a top 3 selling fight of all time in terms of the UFC and mixed martial arts. Conor McGregor will now have lost 2 of the 3 highest selling MMA fights of all time. And then you go ahead and include the Floyd Mayweather fight. Just in general, all of these landmark events that Conor McGregor is headlining, he's losing the majority of them now at this point. That is a very bizarre thing to be remembered for.
I think we have to get out of here. So don't forget, guys, we have a lot of coverage coming your way next week. I have the MMA Hour on Monday. Please join me for that. With Sean as well as Mark, you have the A-Side live chat. That'll be Wednesday at 1 p.m. The Beat returns on Thursday at noon with this slacker as well as myself and some other special guests. So the foot stays on the gas pedal. Thank you guys so much for watching. For everyone at MMA Fighting, we appreciate it. And I guess we'll see you on the road next time.